Good morning, fellow crocheters. Today I'm going to show you how to change colors in your yarn. This is actually a video that was requested, and I tried making it. I didn't like the way it turned out, so today we're going to redo it. So basically, all you're going to need to change colors, more than one color yarn. So today I have a cotton blue and just a regular worsted weight white, and then my new Susan Bates hooks, which day one I did not like, but I do like now. It's just taking a little bit of getting used to, and obviously a pair of scissors. Now I'm going to show you two different ways to change colors when you're crocheting. So I'm just going to start with a few double crochets because I feel like it's easier to see the difference in something that's a bigger stitch. So let me just go ahead and get a few of these in. I'm just going to do 12 for now. So then, of course, you have to add 2 for your turning chain. So let me go ahead and get some double crochets in. There's one. Now what I'll do is I'll do a whole row. And then on the second row, I will go ahead and change colors so you can see how that works. Now, the first way that I'm going to show you doesn't involve scissors. You literally just pull it in, basically, as you're going along in your stitches. And now the second way is different. The second way I will teach you, I think it's called a Russian join. It might be a magic knot. I don't remember what it's called. I learned a couple of different techniques for how to tie in yarn. I mainly use it when I run out of a color. I don't like waiting until the end of the row. So I'll tie it in with this technique that I also use for changing colors. Um, and then you just hide the knot in your work. It's not always hidden. Sometimes it is visible. I'll show you today because I'm using two different kinds of yarn. This white is an acrylic and this is a cotton. You may be able to see it just a bit different. The only reason I'm using two different um, types of yarn is because it's just what I had on hand, right close to me. So, all right, I've finished the first row of double crochets like this, just 12 double crochets. So then, of course, I do a turning chain, which is always 2, and then I go in and I start doing my double crochets. Now, in order to change colors, what you want to do is you're going to start your double crochet. So, see, I have 3 on the hook. You start your double crochet, you yarn over, and you pull through the first one. Now you have 2 on here. So then the first way to do it is to then drop this yarn, and then you're going to pick up your next color of yarn. Now, the way that I learned how to do this was through somebody who does amigurumi, or the little stuffies. Um, they constantly change colors in amigurumi. So what you're going to do is I'm just holding this up against the back like so, and then you're just going to grab this yarn over and you're going to pull through your 2 loops. Now what I like to do is I like to grab this white yarn. Let me see if I can get this in here. Grab the white yarn and see how loose that is. I just like to tighten that up. So I'll just pull that white in like so, and then I'll pull my blue next. So now I actually have a full double crochet. So then you're just going to yarn over, and I tuck my changed color in, so, or carry it forward as some people call it. It depends on who you watch on YouTube or who you learn from, but everybody's different. So you can either carry it forward or just tuck it in. So what that means is you're going to take these two, the white and the blue. You're going to take these two. You're just going to pull them out to the side this way, because then you're going to crochet like over top of them. And I'll show you how to do that. So you're going to take your yarn over, and you're just going to go into your stitch like your normal double crochet. You're going to go in and over, and if you look, they're kind of trapped in the stitch, and then you just continue. And I do this because I hate sewing in ends. I can hand sew. Is how I learned how to sew initially, was by hand. I never learned how to use a sewing machine until I was in the 8th grade. And that was in a home ec class that I took in school. and then I was able to use a sewing machine at my grandmother's. Actually, my grandmother's the one that taught me how to hand sew. But so I hate sewing in ends. It's just not my favorite thing to do. It's time consuming. It's very frustrating, very annoying to me. So I prefer to tie things off and then just crochet in the end, or tuck it in, hide it, whatever you want to call it. I just crochet it in like this. And in my main work, because I do tie everything off in a knot, you can cut these pieces and it's no big deal because there's a knot hidden somewhere in the work. So, like, I would just, for me right now, I would just snip these two off at the end because now they're hidden in the work and you can't see them. Okay. So that's the first way to do it. And as you can see, it kind of just, it's seamless. This is the seamless way, in my opinion. There's some, like, in a single crochet, it's gonna look different. You're gonna see the two different yarns in that one stitch. Like, you can kind of see it here if you pull the stitch apart, but for the most part, you can't see it, which is great. In a single crochet, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see it. Um, half doubles, you can kind of see it. But once you get to the doubles and triples and anything bigger than that, you're not really truly gonna see it. Um, there is another way to do it, and so I've pulled the blue out. We're gonna go back to here. The other way is what I was saying, was like, it's called a Russian knot, Russian join or magic knot. I don't remember which one. I think it's this one's the magic knot. The Russian join is different. Um, I like that one, but I don't like it at the same time because that's two knots. Um, and it is a little bit better of a hold, but it's not. I feel like it's not as easily hidden. So in this one, what you're gonna do is, I like to, for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna crochet over a couple more stitches just so that I can show you um, how I do it, because I do pull out a stitch, a single stitch. So we'll do about halfway. Okay, so for mine, the way I do it is I then take and I kind of just measure, and I go out to here, and I take my crochet hook out, and I clip this. Okay, so now you have this little tiny tail, right? So then you take one stitch out, and the reason you take the stitch out is so that way you can tie your other yarn in. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay both of these next to each other, and you're going to hold them between your thumb and your index finger like this. Then you're going to take this new yarn that you're wanting to join in, and you're going to wrap it. Now, I always hold it with my middle finger down here just to give myself, like, so that I'm not pulling it, out. So I'll hold it down here like this, and then you're going to wrap it once, twice, and then you're going to do it a third time, but the third time goes under your thumb like this, and then once again I'll hold it that way. Then you're going to take these two little ones that you held before, you're going to tuck them under your thumb, and I'll do this again so you guys can see. And then you should have something that looks really silly like this, right? So then you just pull your second one, and you're going to pull super tight. Now, I'll try to bring this a little closer. I should have the autofocus on and see how, see how that knot is. And then I always grab these two little ones here and I just kind of pull to make sure that the knot is actually secure. So then you just go back and you snip off your ends. Now you should still have plenty because remember we measured just a little bit out. You should still have plenty to do that double crochet that you pulled out. There's your double crochet. Now as you're pulling in that blue, and when you pull it in, see how the knot almost gets hidden. The knot gets hidden right at the top, in the top of it. So that way when you go back and you do your next row, um, it actually does get hidden, and I'll show you that here in a second because this is how I prefer to join and change colors this way with the knot. I just feel like it's more secure. I have done some projects where you literally just um, you, you just bring it in and you just carry it forward, and that works for some people, and that's great. But for me, it does not. So it's basically just a personal choice. You do whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever works for you. Um, I just prefer this knot version, which I think it's called the magic knot. I'll have to look it up. But so I'm just trying to get back over to that same area we were at before, so I can show you how this actually does hide the knot. This cotton's a little stiff, so it's a little hard to work with. Um, I do have to say these new hooks are kind of amazing. Uh, it took me a little bit to get used to them, but okay. So we're at the point where now we are at the knot and we're going through the stitch, through the top of the stitch to make our stitch. So I've pulled through, yarned over, pulled through, yarn over again, yarn over again, right? And if you look, that knot gets hidden under the stitch right here. See? So that as you go over to your next stitch, you really can't see it. So I personally prefer this method, but try both, see what you like, and then and just experiment. Do you like carrying your yarn forward? Do you prefer to, tie it off completely and then sew it in later? Totally up to you. I've found that crocheting is all about just continuing to do it, just keep trying. But that's true in life, right? You just have to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. And maybe this way doesn't work, so you try another way. So this is two ways. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. These are just the two ways that I know for sure that I can do and that work for me. I just prefer this method, the cutting and the tying off, because now I don't have any loose ends. Everything's tied, everything's already sewn in, so to speak. Um, so there, that's how you change colors in crochet. I hope that this helped. If you liked this video, please go down and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more how-to videos. And let me know in the comments what you think, what you want to see later on down the road. If there's anything specific maybe I can help you with, just leave me a comment. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.